welcome back to the Tula Pink 100 Block 2025 Challenge hosted by me, Rachel of the Electric Bee. Welcome back, and today we are tackling block number 20, which I feel like is a pretty awesome milestone. We're 20% of the way done, or a fifth of the way done, which is pretty exciting. So what am I talking about? Well, this year we're quilting or sewing through Tula Pink City Sampler 100 Modern Quilt Blocks. We're doing 2 blocks a week, and this week we are doing block number 20. So this one is kind of fun. Again, you only need 2 fabrics, and I can see this fabric that Tula used. She definitely fussy cut, you know, these like dark teal kind of circles in there. I'm not gonna lie, looking at this block, there's a lot of small pieces, which kind of intimidates me, but I think we're gonna have fun. So let's pick out some fabric, cut it up, and see what I come up with. All right, so for Jeremy's block 20, again, let's review. We need 2 fabrics. Again, she used one that was pretty patterned and one that wasn't so much for some contrast, but let's see kind of what we have. So I think what I want to do is use that's just too big. Ooh, I like this one. Doing like a red. And then maybe, I'm already running low on a few of these, but I think, yeah, maybe doing this orange and doing like a red and orange kind of moment. I think this would look really pretty. So let's cut this up. All right, block number 20. How exciting. So looks like we need 2 different fabrics. She again is using a solid and then one that has a ton of texture. I actually pulled my teals for this fabric because that's kind of what is shining on it, is this teal fabric. So let's see kind of what I have. So from the teal family, it's kind of what this pile is. I was thinking it might be fun to use the these seashells. So yeah, these are all going to be, let's see how big these are. So if we have, yeah, actually those are going to fit really nicely. So again, even if, you know, I will probably have to fussy cut, but I think the seashells would be fun to put in this block. So that's kind of what I was leaning towards. I'm not really wanting the hexagons. This is, again, that dog print, but, you know, it being so big, you know, I just don't think for this particular block. And then I got wrapped inside of it. Oh, yes, the turtles. Turtle. I really like these turtles. That actually could be fun because this is a really dark teal, like if I fussy cut, but I don't know. I'm not totally grooving on it, so Maybe not for this block, though. I would love to fussy cut, you know, if there's ever big squares again, some of these turtles in there. This fabric I've already kind of used a lot in this quilt, so not so much that one. I think I've already used it twice. And then same with these two. I think I can have a lot more fun fussy cutting these seashells than I would be, you know, using something like this. So if I'm going to use the seashells, now I need something that goes around it. These are obviously probably too dark. I could use the little polka dot. I think that would be pretty fun. Obviously, I mean, we could go very similar to what I did for block 19 and use the fairy flakes. Or I could use my favorite, which is mineral, which I really like. But I actually think, and then these I think are just too yellow for this particular block. This is more the mineral. So yeah, I actually think I love mineral. I mean, this would look really pretty too, but I think for this, I think I'm just going to use these two. So let's cut this up. Ta-da! Here are my blocks. Okay, so let's talk about this block for a little bit. So first of all, for some reason, my brain had a hard time putting this all together. Like a lot of these blocks, I can more or less get the pieces kind of on the board and kind of know, oh yeah, that's how you sew them together. But for some reason, I had a mental block with this one. I was just like, what? Then I realized that it's basically assembled like a quarter of a log cabin. So what I mean by that is if we look, so these are 4 quadrants that are assembled the same way. And basically it's a log cabin in the sense that you have a center and then you build around it. But instead of doing like, so if this was your center, instead of, you know, building this way around it, like a traditional log cabin, you're building this side bottom, you know, and you're building it sort of just 1 quadrant at a time. As soon as I kind of like figured that out, I did just fine, but for some reason, I don't know, I had a mental block with this one. So that made it a little bit tricky. And then again, it's a lot of pieces. They're kind of tiny, but I love the end product. Like once I had it together, I think it was just when it was like scattered on the board. I don't know, I had a problem. But now that it's together, I think it looks really fun. So this is Jeremy's. I really like that I kind of went a bit more tonal with this like darker gold and then the red, you know, super, super pretty. And then my beautiful Tula pink one. I love the fact that I decided to fussy cut these seashells. I think it just looks really fun. These shells are definitely a bit bigger than the size, especially depending on which shell it is. But I think, you know, it gives like the fun of seashells. You know, seashells are never necessarily perfect. They have chips in them and, you know, they're all kind of different sizes. So I actually think it looks really fun. I'm glad that I ended up doing that. This is from the Zuma collection. I weirdly had a little bit of that. And so I keep throwing it in whenever I can because, you know,
when else do you get to use kind of some of these older collections? I think it's really pretty. So yeah, I really, really like it. Block 20, fifth of the way done. So how are your blocks going? Make sure you're following along at Electric Bee Quilting on Instagram. Post your pictures and use the hashtag TP100block2025. There's a free printable in the link down below so that you can print out a tracker if you so desire. And yeah, next week we'll do blocks 21 and 22. Pretty fun. Make sure you check back on Saturday when I post the weekly recap. I'll go down to Instagram and, you know, post any pictures that I see. So hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.